everyone, and welcome to another episode of Hangout with ST. She's Alyssa.
And he's Hairianto. And Hangout with ST is a weekly show where we bring you top stories of the week.
Anything that is local to everything that's happening
around the world.
And we are down to episode 66.
As you can see, our set is a bit updated. So we've always been lighthearted, we've always been cracking jokes at each other, very casual. And now our set, I feel, reflects that.
Exactly, right? And of course, our topics as well. If you notice, we are moving towards more lifestyle topics,
Having more guests on the show.
Yeah, I mean, who wants to know about Pavma Bill, right?
Yeah, you said it.
But we still talked about it.
We did. But what hasn't changed is that we're still coming to you live from the Straits Times newsroom. So do leave your comments and we'll read it later during the show.
Definitely. And if you've noticed as well,
we have this
we
new
have
prop.
something here.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be discussing two topics, right? Two segments.
A lot of things to talk about.
Yeah, the first one, it's about burnout.
Burnout, how it's not a new thing, but it's becoming more and more common, and then what we can do about it, and most importantly, if you don't know about it, well, now you know.
Exactly, and we're going to have a guest on board as well, right? We're going to have somebody from Resilience Clinic, and then our second segment is we're going to talk about whether you would pay to get dates, or to go on a date, right? Therefore, dates for hire, right here.
I'm quite excited.
I'm quite excited, and we're going to put ourselves on the line as well.
Yeah. So for the sake of you guys, for fun, we'll ask what our rates will be.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So make sure you stay all the way till the end, right? For the second segment as well. I think we can take some comments right now.
Okay.
Let's see, what have people said?
Okay, I have to log in. This happens every week lah. Nothing new.
Yeah, same.
Okay, so JM Wong ER says, hello to both Makan Liao. Yes.
Yes, we have. Let's see, we have Alicia Lee that says, Sero, Raven, Terry, Junhao.
Is that a chair?
What?
I don't know. It's okay, but anyway, we
well.
do have quite a lot of interesting things to talk about tonight, so do stay tuned, and then feel free to ask your questions, put your questions in the comment section below. Yeah,
and of course partake in the conversation as well, right? And let all your friends and family members know that we are online.
That's right. Okay, so how are you feeling today? Today you're telling me you're a bit tired.
Yeah, I was not motivated at all, at work today.
To what? Any other symptoms? Or?
So far okay lah, just that lah.
Okay, maybe
just can't wait for the weekend. What about you?
I see. I feel alright. Maybe just a bit under the weather, but I think because I didn't sleep enough.
But you've always complained of not of being tired and all that.
I know I have an issue.
The question is, are you burnt out?
I don't know. Okay, so maybe not according to the World Health Organization. So they have a very specific definition of what burnout means. So it has to be job related. Right? You can't be complaining of household and saying that, because of that you're burnt out. Which I think is quite unfair.
Is a problem. Because housewives, that's a full-time job for them, right?
It is,
Yeah, so it is job-related what?
Not that I know lah, but I can see it.
Now, the WHO released a statement recognizing burnout as an occupational phenomenon and a syndrome conceptualized as resulting from chronic workplace stress that has not been successfully managed. Now, this isn't new, of course, and we've heard of this term for years now.
But what exactly is burnout? And is it just a matter of not being able to handle stress or things in life? And how do we take care of ourselves to prevent burnout or worse? So to help us answer these questions and more, we have a guest on the show. His name is Dr. Tan Sheng Neng from Resilience Clinic on the show to help.
Yes, welcome Dr. Tan.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Yes.
Before we continue with the conversation, right, we want to ask viewers out there who are watching us right now, wherever you are, from home, from the office and all that, right, let us know whether you have any questions with regard to burnout that you want to ask, right? Anything at all. If you've never heard of burnout before or you don't know what the symptoms are, please feel free. Exactly.
Right. Okay. So actually, first question: what is burnout?
Okay, I think you have summarized it quite nicely. First of all, it's work related.
Yeah.
And we are looking at chronic, prolonged exposure. We're not talking about days, weeks. We're talking about months. And basically, WHO at this moment feels that we should look at 3 dimensions.
Yep.
The first dimension being the fact that you're exhausted. So exhausted being mentally and sometimes physically, but the most important thing is being mentally exhausted. And we need to look at the fact that you are also getting very cynical about your job.
Right.
Meaning that you don't feel that you are really attached to the job anymore. And the last thing we really need to look at is the performance. So you find that and you feel that your performance is dropping. And this is actually quite important because burnout has been shown worldwide that it has reduced work productivity.
Right. And of course, doctor, do you see a lot of patients exhibiting this kind of symptoms of burnout? Yeah.
Actually, I'm quite glad that WHO has decided finally to put this on the list of things that doctors should pay attention to. Because I'm sure, I guess Singaporeans would know that Mondays, the morning clinics will be full of patients.
Oh, is it?
And sometimes they are actually just looking to rest. And we're looking at Monday, we're not even looking at Friday.
Right.
So if this is brought to awareness and if people can do something about it, I think it is a good thing.
And what are the contributing factors that would lead to one having burnout?
Okay, I think there are many factors that we can look at. One from individual. If you're a perfectionist and if you have very high expectations of yourself, of course you will predispose yourself to burnout. We need to also look at the work environment. Sometimes the work environment does contribute to burnout.
Right. And of course, again, for those of you who are watching us from wherever you are, right, from home or from the office and all that, if you have any questions at all with regard to burnout, you can actually post it in the comment section below, right? And we can have Dr. Tan right here. Of course, Dr. Tan doesn't need to diagnose anything, but if you have anything at all that you wanna, any burning question, see what I did there? Burning questions about burnout.
Got it.
I tried.
I know, it's very good. It's very good.
Again, you can, answer. Yeah.
I'm just a bit annoyed that I didn't come up with that. But anyway, so Dr. Tan, you were saying that there are definitely there are some contributing factors to burnout. Could you list them out specifically?
Okay, maybe I can
Like
bring
a boss,
bosses. Yes, bosses. we were talking about that just now. But really, there is this study done in 2018. This Gallup study that can highlight possibly 5 important factors that employers can actually look at to reduce the burnout for their employees. Okay, maybe we'll go down the list and we see how we can work on those. Okay, one of the most important factor, it is unexpected or unreasonable time pressure. So here we are looking at rushing for time, trying to finish up project, trying to meet a project's deadline. And there is certain occupations that has very high risk of that. For example, occupations like paramedics,
it's a life
they're
and death,
always
situation.
rushing. So any work that involves a lot of rushing, trying to meet the deadline, predisposes someone to burnout.
Right. And of course, we have a comment here. Meng Yang says, how to distress and get work-life balance when you have a huge housing loan to pay up while your boss is not happy with your performance and telling you that you need to sleep just 4 hours a night so as to up your job productivity. Right? And then Shafiq Rahman says, do you think Singapore ranks highly as a country with frequent burnouts?
Do we answer it now or should we run through everything before we...
Oh, because you were still going through the factors,
that's right?
Okay.
That's right. Okay, so the second factor...
We'll get to you guys in a bit.
So the second factor basically involves the fact that there is a lack of communication between the employee and the bosses. So we were talking about the bosses, and if you run into trouble, the boss is not supportive, then stress builds up. So it can be as simple as that. And if things are not highlighted and there's escalated work, there's a build-up workload. So that would be factor 3. So heavy workload is another factor too. So I think there is another 2 more factors which I'm trying to remember here. There's this lack of role clarity, because if you are being assigned a role and if the expectations been moving, there is a lot of stress because you do not know whether you are meeting the requirement, whether you are actually being being assessed correctly, and whether you have done your job.
And the last one?
Last one. Just have a look. Yes, and office politics.
Right.
Oh,
Yes.
I mean, which office does not have office politics?
That's right.
Yeah.
But the thing is that if they feel that they are being unfairly treated and they're being scrutinized, they're being targeted,
Yeah.
that increases stress.
Right, of course.
So, of course, these 5 factors is out of 15 different factors
Right.
which they looked at, but these 5 factors do stand out, and it increases burnout by almost 70%.
And I think many Singaporeans definitely would have experienced this.
That's right.
Yeah, do you experience this at work?
Oh, of course. I mean, this is quite common, and this would explain why there is actually a high rate of
Yeah.
burnout in Singapore.
In Singapore, right?
In fact,
Yeah.
over the last few years, we're actually seeing increasing numbers of people as mental health becomes, I guess, more,
More talked
less
about, right?
stigmatized. People actually turning up to seek help.
And we have another question as well, Dr. Tan, by Scarlett Chu that says, can more be done by businesses to let people de-stress?
Well, that's a difficult question because it's
yes.
about businesses.
Correct. So apart from,
okay.
I mean, I guess advice, of course, at the individual level, you can take steps, right, to
Of course.
de-stress. But on the other end, do you reckon that employers also can help, to create an environment where burnout can be mitigated?
Yes, I think definitely from the points that I've raised earlier, if the employers if you have limited budget on, and you can't work on 15 points, you work on these 5 points, which would probably help the employees and employers.
And also, I want to know, do you find that many Singaporeans actually don't realize they're having burnout? Do you feel that stress awareness, stress education is not very good in Singapore?
Yeah.
Yes, I think we were talking about that just now, and I agree that a lot of people couldn't recognize that they are really in trouble. And based on the cases that we have seen over the last few years, they usually turn up pretty late,
Right.
where they run into trouble both at work and at home. And this is where I guess one of the audience was asking about home mortgage and work.
Work-life balance.
Yes.
Life balance,
Because a lot of people couldn't
Right.
separate them out.
Right.
They mix 2 together.
Right.
And of course, if you mix 2 together, the stress goes up.
And is that why the World Health Organization made it very clear that burnout is work
Work-related.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think this is a very important thing that they have done, because now that they've recognized that this is an issue, doctors can start talking about it,
Right.
employers can start working about it, even insurance company can now start working on covering patients or clients who tend to turn up for treatment.
Right. Yeah. Of course, just to wrap things up, Dr. Tan, what is your advice, right, for patients who or people who are facing burnout? That's one. Or if let's say they've had already been diagnosed as having faced burnout, are there any steps that they can take to kind of make sure that to prevent any relapse of sorts?
I think there's a few things that a person can do themselves. One is being mindful. They have to understand and to be aware of their bodily sensations, what their thoughts are, how they feel about situation, and they should be forthcoming. They should talk to the company early rather than waiting until they couldn't cope and they are forced to take leave, or if they're sick and they couldn't handle matters. And these are the 2 things that I think is really important that they should pay attention to.
Right.
So being in touch with one's feelings and not being afraid to talk about them. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you again, Dr. Tan, for coming on board to our show, to share more about burnout and really what are some of the steps that you can take to make sure that you don't get into that kind of situation. Right?
So now that I know, I'll be more mindful with my my moods at work.
I think so too. I think so too. So thank you, Dr. Tan. Now moving on to our second segment, Alyssa.
Yes.
Would you pay to rent a date or a companion? Just to have dinner or to watch a movie together?
I think I would feel a bit uncomfortable because then that means that person is only having dinner with me or spending time with me because money is on the table.
Right. Okay, just to put it there, no hanky-panky, no extra service, and no forms of physical contact apart from just a friendly handshake at the beginning?
I would still feel very insecure. Like this person is spending time with me because I'm paying the person to spend time with me.
So the question for you guys, right, at home or wherever you are watching, the question is, would you pay to rent a date, or basically, dates for hire, right? A new homegrown company is offering just that, dates for hire. Now, started in February. Maybe Asia has about 25 women and 5 men aged 18 to 31 as dates.
And a 2-hour meeting, the minimum duration set by most of the dates, costs between $60 and $200, and the dates get a 50 to 80% cut.
There you go. So again, really, would you pay to rent a date? Now, to tell us more about this business, we have the director of Maybe Asia and 2 of its dates, freelancer dates right here in the studio.
Suddenly it's like magic. Right?
Okay, so we have, of course, the director, Razi right there, or affectionately known as Sora, right? Sora. And then we have Dixon in the middle, and then we have Faye.
Hi.
Oh, we call you Faye, not Faye?
Faye can.
Faye.
Faye can, okay.
Faye can.
So the question, I think let's just cut to the chase and just go with Faye and Dixon.
Oh, I thought it's the rates. Okay. Yes. I'm so excited to ask about that. Okay, later.
Later.
Okay, later.
Okay, so Faye and Dixon, we want to ask you, how many dates have you gone on already?
One.
Huh?
3.
Okay. Oh, okay. On this service lah. Okay. So how are the dates so far?
Yeah.
You start first.
It's pretty I feel it's pretty eye-opening for the first time.
Okay.
I'm meeting a stranger, and like for us, right, we do not know who we are meeting actually. So it's kind of like a surprise.
It's like a blind date lah.
Yeah, correct.
Right, like a blind date.
So,
Right.
yeah,
Okay, so do you do anything to prepare? Like, okay, maybe read up on the newspaper, so you got things to talk about. Watch the latest K-drama, so if that person watches K-drama, you can like relate.
Not really.
I'm getting very blank stares.
So basically, right, my date was like, she just shared with me like her occupation, like she's a cabin crew. So it's really like she was just sharing me like her jobs and like.
Okay. So Faye seems to have a lot more experience. 3 dates altogether so far. How were the 3 dates?
Actually, it's very good.
Okay.
Very good. You don't have to prepare anything. You just go there and just be yourself and just like have to adapt to them.
Right. So in the event, if let's say you run out of things to say or to talk about.
Were there awkward periods of silence or
No,
anything?
you got drinks.
Okay.
Drinks always help to lubricate the conversation.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, now that we're gonna get back to you, Dixon and of
Faye.
course Faye. Of course, for those of you who are watching us right now, we have with us here the director of Maybe Asia. And of course, 2 of the freelancer dates, right? Dixon and Faye. So Sora, the question to you now is, right? What is the inspiration really, or the motivation behind this business? How did it all start?
It wasn't an inspiration, it was just accidental, to be honest.
Right.
Like, me and my friend, we were just chatting in our office, and then we were like discussing what we're gonna do, what business to do next and stuff. So then he was there playing his WeChat, like finding girls around. Then I was also playing Tinder, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah, so we were both playing, and then he was like complaining why are the girls not matching with him.
Right.
And luckily for me, I do have some girls that match with me, thanks to those who match with me. Then
Shout out to the matches.
he just couldn't understand why he couldn't get any girls at all.
Yeah.
Because he's like in his mid-30s, pretty decent looking, has a nice car, but he just couldn't get those younger girls which he wants. So, and then he just keeps on complaining, and I was like playing the Tinder, swiping and getting the girls. I mean, not every girl, of course, just a bit. But he just gave up. So after that, we went for coffee, and then we spoke, and then we just like came up with the idea.
Right. I see Alyssa wants to jump in and ask something. Alyssa, please go. What is it that you want to ask?
I don't want to sound rude, but how young are the girls that your friend want?
20 to 25.
Got it.
Okay.
So that's why
and naturally they wouldn't match with guys who are in their mid-30s.
Yeah.
I see,
But Sarah, when you launched this business, were there misconceptions? Did people have misconceptions about your business?
Even we have the misconception when we first started it. So
you weren't sure whether it was going to take off.
we know that there isn't any in Singapore, and we were a bit scared to go about it in the first place.
Yeah.
And to make it worse, there was this like Sega back then about SG Instabit and stuff.
Yeah,
so it kind of like deterred us from starting this.
Yeah.
Then we just discussed, we'll like Shashwek talk about this, we'll
Yeah.
Dikosh talk about this.
Christian Daya talked about
Yeah,
this.
but it's like let's do it. You know, we
Let's
are very
do it,
confident of our rules
Yeah.
and the restrictions. So
Yeah.
that's how we got started.
And for Dixon and Faye, what about you? You know, are there misconceptions about the job? Because you guys are the ones who are on the front line, right? You have your faces on the website and all that. What are some of the misconceptions that people have of the job?
For us, like the personalities like in maybe Asia, like we usually will get like we have this like social stigma on us like selling ourselves. And like for example, they will think like will we kiss with our do we like have any intimacy or like to the extent that we might even sleep with them to that extent. So like for us, I think we are like more because we are doing this out of like a freelance thing. So we follow the rules, we follow the regulations set to us because they are very strict on us. Like, yeah, right.
And how do you come to know about this opportunity to join maybe Asia? And what made you decide to, come on board?
I saw it on social media and I'm like, I'm going to do it. My friend is like, you get in then say oh. And I'm like, okay oh.
So what do you mean you saw it on social media? So you put up a post, is it?
I
Calling
think it was
for-
because like an article came out on us,
Yeah.
and then she just happened to find
Oh,
out
and
about
then
it.
she saw it after.
Yeah.
Right.
But as for me, I saw it on like the actually my friend posted like what is this whole thing maybe about. So I actually inquired and actually I get to know. And actually I actually had an idea that like this sounds like a very good concept.
Yeah.
And it's very special. It's a very unique concept. So like I just actually inquired and just decided that I should join.
Again, for those of you who are watching us at home, wherever you are, right, let us know whether you have any questions that you want to ask Sora right here, or even if you want to ask our freelance dates as well, Faye and Dixon. Any questions, just put it in the comment section below. So Sora, Ellie and I yesterday, we were going through your website.
Yeah.
And then we realized that maybe this is something that, because it's still new, right?
Alright.
But we realized that most, if not all, your freelance dates are Chinese or they look Chinese. Are there any plans to include other races and other nationalities?
Actually, I just met one Malaysian today, like before this interview.
So,
And there's one Japanese that actually applied before.
right.
So I'm meeting her. So, but when we first started this, we wanted it to be like a focus group for like Singaporeans, because it's a bit hard to know Singaporean girls nowadays. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the focus actually.
But has there been demand? Have you had any requests for freelancers of other races?
So far, we do not receive any requests. I mean,
Right.
but they are quite happy with our service so far.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Right.
Got it.
Okay, so I think this is the first surprise that we're going to put on you, Sarah. So the question is, right? I'll let you ask.
You let me answer.
You ask
Okay.
lah,
I'm a
Ellie.
bit nervous
So
now, but
like,
let's go.
so if we were to join maybe Asia,
Alright.
what will our rates be?
Correct.
When,
Oh my god, he looks like he's very afraid of offending us
Yeah.
right
no,
now.
I'm not afraid, but when you guys joined, did I set the price on, you know?
No, actually the price we decide the rate ourselves.
Oh,
Okay,
you
okay.
decide the
Yes,
rate,
correct.
and then, but do you like agree that okay,
Yeah.
this rate is
Usually I would
acceptable?
advise them to put as low as possible because
Right.
it's something
right,
new
right.
and we want
Okay,
to...
so how do you determine then? If let's say, if let's say now I say to you, Sora, I think I can fetch maybe
100.
Hey, I was hoping to go higher.
Let's go. Alright.
Let's say 250, and then how do you determine that 250 a bit hard, unless if you go and do your nose a bit or whatever, then, something like that. Yeah, how do you determine that?
Yeah.
Like I said, we do not actually set the prices. We
Yeah.
just advise you to go as
Yeah.
low as possible. Like, let's say if you feel like your market is this value,
Right.
just go a bit lower so that you're kind of affordable. Because we are still new, people are still like talking about this
Okay.
and stuff.
I
So for you, I
see.
think you can just set it at
Set the
250
bar.
lah.
I can start at 250. You hear that or not, Alyssa? Okay, Alyssa, what about you?
I will close one eye for you.
Hey,
Wow,
wow, okay. I think
Um,
I just stick to journalism. Like,
Okay,
Ellie, what about you?
I feel like I'm not in a position to even set a rate because I'm married. But
Yes.
okay, I'm gonna. What's your rate?
$100.
I shouldn't go more than 100 then.
Okay.
Okay, I put
So
90. I put 90.
90. Okay, 90. You think?
You think I can go higher actually?
Yes, I think you can.
You see?
I mean, if you're on the website, nobody knows you're married maybe sometimes. Unless...
Okay.
Of which, then, we have a question from our viewers right now, right? So, we have one question by Beng Yang
Alright.
that asks, can guys date guys? Okay, and by extension, of course, can girls date
Date
girls? And then Samuel Chua asks, are the freelance dates already in a relationship? If so, what do their partners think of it? If not, will they still go about these dates after being in a relationship? So we'll get Sora to answer the first question first, and then Dixon and Faye for the second one.
Right.
Okay, Sora, you.
first one, yeah.
So
Alright,
can
so
guys date guys and girls date girls?
I mean, honestly, there are guys that date guys in this,
Right.
agency. Like they just want a bro talk, like bro to bro talk, or maybe they just have a liking towards one of the personalities.
Yep.
So they just want to have a dinner with them or movie with them and stuff. So
Yep.
yes, you can. And for girls wise, usually they will bring them out for shopping, like to
Right.
fit clothes on each other and stuff.
Right, right.
And regarding the relationship part, I will
Right.
tell you guys straight off that there are, girls and guys who are in a relationship
Yep.
right now in our agency.
Okay.
I mean, I do not stop that
Yep.
because I feel that in any job you do, right, there's always this impulse to
Yep.
so-called do something to
Right.
cheat on your partner. So I feel like the job doesn't really,
Right.
stop you from.
Right.
But Dixon and Faye, what is your opinion on it?
Yeah.
I'm single, so I don't know.
Okay, so Faye is single.
That's
We
what
all
she
know
says.
that.
Okay.
Dixon?
Yeah, I'm single too, but if
Okay.
let's say I happen to be in a relationship, then I will discuss this with my partner, and if she feels uncomfortable, then of course I will stop doing this.
Right. Faye, what about yourself?
I won't do this if I'm attached.
Okay. So there we have it. They will not. Faye will not do it. For Dixon, he will still discuss with the partner. Okay. So, Sora, are you ready for the second surprise that we're going to drop on
I'm
you?
always ready. Yeah.
Okay, come in, please.
Alright, this is amazing.
So what we have now?
Sashay away.
So what we have now are our colleagues,
That's
right?
the music, man.
We have Rachel here. Okay, we have Rachel.
Actually, guys, I think you should be in the center. So
Yeah,
we will
yeah.
see you guys.
Correct.
In the center, yes.
Okay, so we have Rachel right here. Rachel wave, and then we have Sam Joe, and then we have Swen. Right? So we want you to rate them. Because before this, all of them, they are very, very confident. They are very confident that. So Sam Joe was saying that, you know what, I'm not going to go anything lower than 100. Correct? Sam Joe, is that right?
No, I said I'm scared they will give me lower than 100. I'm hopeful, I'm just very hopeful.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
so again, you said they set the price first and then you will advise.
Yeah, I mean, you can set your own price. If nobody buys, then you know what to do.
And then maybe we can have input from Dixon and Faye because they've been on dates, so they kind of know like what rates are.
Correct. Yeah.
acceptable.
Okay. But of course, okay. So this is the thing, right? Because you said that it's important to be a conversationalist, right? Because you talk a lot and all that. So
Yeah.
just to promote my colleagues right here, because we are journalists, right? Journalists, we are known to be conversationalists.
Yeah, and usually we let the person talk more and then we just listen.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
And then we are very good at getting people to kind of like us because we need them to impart like stuff, like secrets and all that.
Talking about yourself.
Okay, let's cut to the chase. Rachel, how much do you think you are worth?
I will go 200.
Okay, Rachel says
Starting
200, starting high.
The pressure's on
Okay, Sam Joe.
I'm definitely not Rachel standard, but I like to aim for the moon and then maybe settle somewhere among the clouds. So 200.
200 as well. Okay.
I think you're playing it safe.
Now I
Okay.
feel like if I go any higher or lower, it says something about me.
Cannot lah, y'all can't just be 200.
Okay lah, I mean, I'll go for 300.
He's a big player.
Okay, so we go with Rachel first. 200. Do we agree? Okay, Faith
I think they're being
agree.
nice. Yeah.
Dixon agrees.
I mean, based on what? I mean, usually we have like a certain attribute.
Okay,
up to you lah, up to you, yeah.
So are there any criteria?
Yeah,
Because this is just based on the appearance, right?
correct.
Yeah, there's certain other aspects also.
Unless you want to give them an interview right now and put them on the spot, ask questions, yeah, audition.
Ask one question perhaps.
Like probably like what you guys do during your free time or what's your skill and stuff
Okay,
like that.
Rachel, what is one skill?
I photograph people. I like portrait photography.
Okay. So Rachel photographs. Sam Joe?
My skill.
Yeah.
I can blow like saliva bubbles out of my mouth.
Is that the only thing?
Like-
Blow some saliva bubbles.
Yeah, should I
Okay.
demonstrate?
No need.
No need.
You all might get wet. Yeah.
Oh, the shit.
Swen, what about you?
What's my special skill?
Special skill.
Nothing. Yeah.
He answered for me, he said nothing.
Nothing.
Suen's a very good dancer.
Okay, Swen is a dancer. Okay, so Rachel, so we go. Rachel, $200 and photographs. So how? Agree? 200?
Yeah, agree.
Agree?
Okay.
And I can
Agree?
be your Instagram girlfriend.
Rachel, 200, agree? Okay. Sam Joe, 200, can blow bubbles with saliva.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Oh, okay. So do you think he should definitely lower his rates
Yes.
to what number?
150.
Yeah, probably 150.
150.
That just 50. The $50 deductions for the useless talent you have.
It's not
I'll
useless.
take that. I'll take that.
It's entertaining, you know.
It's entertaining. So you agree it's 200?
160 I give you
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
for the bubble.
Okay,
take
what
it.
about Swen was $300?
$300 and very good dancer.
Okay,
confidence
$300
also.
and
Very
confidence also.
confident.
Okay. Agree?
I think it's too expensive.
Too expensive.
I think it's too cheap.
Faye?
I think just nice.
Just nice. Okay. So if it's too expensive, what would be the price then?
Maybe around 200, 250. Yeah.
250. Okay, sorry, because you say it's too cheap, then what should the price
I
be?
mean, she's confident, she can dance, so maybe like 400, 500. I mean, there's no limit, to be honest.
Okay, so there we have it. Of course, our three colleagues with their price.
that was
There's $200 for Rachel, 150,
160.
160 for Sam
Sam
Joe,
Joe.
and 400 to 500 for Swen,
So
right?
Swen is actually the big winner tonight.
Exactly. But of course, we want to reiterate, we are not, of course,
Selling ourselves. We were
and
just
all
having
that.
fun.
We were just having fun.
Yeah.
And of course, like what Sora mentioned earlier on also, it is not just about the looks, right? It is also about what the dates can offer in its entirety, right? In terms of conversationalists, the kind of talents that you have. So it's just beyond the looks also.
It's about having a good time.
Exactly.
Clean fun, clean fun.
Clean fun, that's right. So thank you so much, Rachel, Sam,
Thanks,
Joe, and
guys.
Swen.
Thank you. Thanks for being so sporting.
And of course, thank you guys for staying and then being with us here. But okay, so this is the thing, right? What we usually do at the end of our segment is that we have this thing called Facebook Face Off, where Alyssa and I, we will troll through Facebook, our Straight Science Facebook page, look out for the dullest comments and funniest comments. People like to troll us, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So we pick them up and then we go against each other to see who picks the more funnier comment, right?
Sure.
So because you guys are our guests, you guys will get to vote as well.
Alright.
See who's
Okay.
funnier lah. So it is a competition.
It is a
Okay,
competition.
so currently right now he has a 3-week.
You have to say this, right?
Yeah, I have to
Okay.
say you have a 3-week streak.
Yes, 3
Right?
weeks streak.
So let's see whether we can break it.
Yeah,
or
but
not.
the world record is held by her 5 weeks.
5 weeks.
Yeah, you know why is the world record? Because we're the only one who has this game. So she's the world record lah. Okay. Again, for those of you who are watching us at home, this is the time for you to, vote for us. If you think that Alyssa is funnier, you type in A.
If you think Hairianto is funnier, type in H.
Okay, let's go. Ellie, you go first.
We do have Judge Joe this
Oh,
week. as
we do,
well.
we do.
We do have Judge
We
Joe
do.
to help. He'll come in to kind of like sway the votes, maybe.
Okay, so we have
Yeah.
this character. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, without further ado, please put your hands together to welcome Judge Joe!
I wonder how much did Judge Joe will cost. Okay, anyway. Okay, so round 1, I go first, okay? So, guys, while you're sleeping, right, your
Where
iPhone...
you want to go, Judge Joe?
I tell you, this guy. Okay, so while you're sleeping, your iPhone is actually busy harvesting the data. I think you read the story, right? So do you know what your iPhone is doing at 3 a.m.? So Sangha Vadana says, yeah, all smartphones do that. That's why they're called smart.
Okay, my comment. Would you walk through this just to get home? So basically, it's this HDB house that has like a lot of trees outside and all that. Very jungle, so very difficult to get in. Abdul Hafiz, the wise Abdul Hafiz, says, Army can do training over there. Not bad, not bad. So
I feel like this is quite a tough crowd tonight.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So if you think that Alyssa is funnier, you type in A.
If you think Hairianto is funnier, type in H.
Okay, I'll go round 2. So this is about the story on young millionaire gives 250k to his alma mater SMU to fund scholarship. So millionaire, Mr. Alvin Poe, that's his name. KH Tan KH says, I have a friend, same name, same surname, but different fate. Ha 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 ha. Get it or not? That means he's not a millionaire lah. Yeah, you all lah. Okay, Ellie go lah. Ellie go.
Okay, can. Okay, so this story, this woman allowed a love scammer to use her bank account, but then she kept the cash for herself. So she scammed the scammer, right? And then so Brandon Allen says, as they say in marriage, your account is my account. My account is my account. Our account is my account. What? Oh my gosh!
Too long. Oh, married. That's what she can say. Married. That's why. So again, if you think that Alyssa is funnier, you type in A.
If you think Hairianto is funnier, type in H.
Okay, last round, Ellie.
Wow,
okay,
tough
redeem
and
yourself.
Okay, this one is so Apple unveils its iPod, first iPod model in 4 years. So it seems like they're going backwards, right? Actually, I'm not confident already. But they were not laughing. Okay.
Always know you every week. Okay.
So Su Wong says, well, should we fax over our orders?
Oh, okay, fax.
You know what I mean?
The old
Yes.
one.
Yes. Ray.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Mine. Okay. So this is basically about. So Workers' Party actually came to
I
our
think
newsroom
Diman already
yesterday.
lah. They confirm won't find it.
Dion Pereira and Daniel Go, right? So and then talk about the party's message across in the media. And then Brian Yee, wow, smart. I like his comment. He says, when interview WP, ST is deemed as good stuff. When delivering government policies, ST deemed as mouthpiece for PAP. Don't understand why are this kind of thinking.
You see, I told you. It's just like, okay, so we are really not funny at all lah. Got it.
So if you think that Alyssa is funnier, you type in A.
If you think Hairianto is funny, type in H.
Okay.
I think I need to vote for myself.
We let you guys give a few moments. Of course, now we will put. What? Oh, okay. Thank you. We will get Faye, Dixon, and Sora to see who you vote for. Okay. So Faye, do you think is it me or is it Alyssa? A or H?
A.
One for A. Okay.
Nice.
Dixon?
H.
Yes! That's what I'm talking about, bro. Yes. Okay.
Bro already.
Sora, what about you?
Well, like this, leh.
Yeah.
A or H?
Who's A? Who's H?
She's
I'm
A,
A.
I'm
Right.
H.
She look very poor thing, A lah.
That is sympathy votes.
Thanks.
Okay, so producer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi, thanks everybody. Thank you everybody. I would like to thank Faye and thank Sora. Thank you everybody.
So you broke my streak lah, basically, right?
I did. I reclaimed I'm reclaiming it back.
Oh man.
It's okay. We got.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
You have to realize that even though it's just a game, we're actually both very competitive.
Exactly. But of course, once again, thank you so much, Sora, Dixon, and Faye, and of course to Dr. Tan as well, for coming onto our show tonight to kind of just spice things up a little bit, right, for a segment.
If you'd like to know more, you can definitely check out Resilience Clinic online if you want to talk to someone about burnout.
Yep.
And if you want to go on dates, you can go to check out Maybe Asia.
Maybe Asia as well. The website is maybe.sg, right? That's the one. So of course, that is all we have for you this week. For more news and videos, do log on to straitstimes.com.
We're also on social media, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
And we also have our very own Instagram as well as our email just down here. So if you want to get in touch with us or you want to slide in our DMs, you may do so as well. And with that, of course, now that we have a new set and then there's like multicam and all, everybody is working really hard, right? So we would like to give a shout out to our crew as well. We have our producer Yvonne, our studio manager Joel, and then we have, of course, our visual crew, that is Zik as well as David. And our camera crew, we have Raju, Jason, and Greg. Of course, you can't see them,
really
they're all backhand. Yeah, so it's a whole big crew right here.
And
so
also,
thank you so much.
Ting Yu helped us with the guests.
Yes, our intern as well.
intern.
So there we have it. Once again, she is Alyssa.
He's Hairianto.
And this is Just Joe. Goodbye and see you next week.